We are in Palazzo Vecchio. It's one of Europe's greatest halls and is crowded. The Florentines want to know if Francesco de' Medici was murdered by his brother.
As the founder of the Galleria degli Uffizi, the Uffizi Gallery, he has been a patron of the arts and created the idea of modern museums.
The problem is that we don't know where she's buried.
He was the real beginner of a very rational trend in the government of Tuscany. He founded many institutions and he also had many buildings built.
Ferdinand was the only one. He was the only one who could have a benefit from Francesco's death.
Malaria is probably the disease which killed Francesco I and Bianca Cappello.
Don't want to deny the presence of malaria or flu, but I think that poison gave him a substantial help in dying. And after dinner, he felt suddenly sick with great pains in his stomach, and he began to vomit. His second wife, Bianca Cappello, felt sick with the same symptoms, and the court physicians wrote that they suffered from malaria. Some days, after 12 days, the situation was more and more serious, and the Grand Duke died. Some hours later, also Bianca died. Their bodies were submitted to autopsy, and the description is very interesting because the liver was normal, just a bit dark and hard to the cat. The lungs were bad colored, they had some spots on the surface, and the spleen was normal. And this is a very interesting detail also, because the spleen is the first organ which increases in size during malaria. After the autopsy, the inner organs were put into 4 clay vessels, and they were concealed in sacrary under the floor of the church of Bonistallo, which is just very close to the villa where they died. When I found the manuscript which confirmed that this was the procedure followed by the physician at the time, I tried to look for these remains, and I found some biological fragments which I gave to my colleagues, the forensic toxicologists, in order to show, to find the evidence of the poison or not. And they have demonstrated that the DNA is the same on the samples taken from Francesco's body in the Medici chapels, and that there is a considerably great amount of arsenic.
In my opinion, the DNA is not true DNA of Francesco I. And so the theory are out, totally out. The body is totally skeletonized, the body of Francesco I. But the presence of arsenic in the supposed liver is normal, in my opinion, because this is the tool of preservation of doctors of the cure of the 16th century. After autopsy of the body.
Francesco was really sick. He had malaria, flu, I don't know, it doesn't matter. He was sick, and this was the best situation to murder him using poison.
Poisoning is not clear because the organic material of o installo is not clear, not sure.
We do not have enough evidence for a judgment. We need more investigation.
The case is not closed.